Hello, and welcome to the Be a Fucking Lion podcast, where I seek to inspire women to never doubt they are powerful, be relentless with their goals, and live a life of purpose, happiness, healthiness, and freedom. It's Soul Sunday, and in today's Soul Sunday episode, I want to talk about relationships, and not just your love relationship or your relationship with your friends, but mostly your relationship with yourself. If you don't have a good relationship with yourself, you won't have a good relationship with anybody else. Your relationship with yourself is the foundation for everything else. When I look back at my past and the shitty guys I dated, I now know I chose them. I chose them because I was a shitty person myself. Like attracts like, and it's true. I was miserable, depressed, angry, and when I did date a decent guy, which I think I can think of one guy that was actually a decent man, I pushed him away and I treated him like shit. I remember always blaming them. You hurt me. You cheated on me. You did this. You did that. It's your fault. When the truth is, I chose that person because I didn't love myself. I attracted shitty people. I didn't respect myself, and looking back, I certainly didn't have any respect for others. Not only did my lack of a positive relationship with myself attract shitty men, I also had shitty friends. I am sure you have heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. Well, it's true. I want you to, right now, take out a piece of paper if you can. If you can't, just play along in your head. That's okay. I want you to write down the top 5 people you are hanging around the most. Whether it's family members or friends or even your partner. Write down the top 5 people you spend the most time with. I will give you about 10 seconds to write those people down or think about them in your head. Now look at that list. What type of people are they? Do they set goals? What is their income? Do they live a healthy lifestyle? Do they drink a lot? Are they constantly gossiping and complaining? Do they cause drama? Do they fully support you? How do they make you feel? Is their life going in the direction you want your life to go? It wasn't easy, but I cut out all of the users, alcoholics, fake friends, gossipers, manipulators, and losers out of my life. I had to when I began my journey in quest for happiness. And guess what? I literally had 0 friends. However, I have since then attracted a few very good ones who are truly real friends. I would rather have a few real friends than a bunch of fake friends. I don't care who they are. I will boot anybody out of my life quick if they prove to me that they fall into any of those negative categories. You can love family at a distance and keep contact minimal. You know, a lot of people say, well, I can't because they're family. No, you can. Okay, that's an excuse that you tell yourself. I have 2 grown daughters, and my oldest daughter, for a long time, disrespected me bad. And I understand it's a learned behavior that she was taught from her father and grandmother. However, some of it I have to take responsibility for as well. But even, till this day, if she disrespects me and I didn't earn that disrespect, I will block her phone number and not talk to her for a couple months, and then she'll come back to me and apologize or reach out to me on a Facebook Messenger, and we're fine. And that's my daughter. But I don't allow any negativity, any disrespect or drama in my life. And I worked very hard to get to this point. And we can't change anyone. No matter how much we wish we could, nobody changes until they are ready to change. I learned that my job is to just be the light. I know if I just be the light, I will attract what is meant for me and inspire those who are truly ready to change. Anybody else is not my concern and are a waste of my energy. Okay, we can't change our partners. We can't change, anybody. We can be the influence, but we can't change anybody. And I can tell you this, when you begin to change, your friends will change. You may even lose many of them, if not all of them. And that's okay. It means you are growing, little butterfly. So go ahead and fly away, because not everybody is meant to go with you. Stop letting others hold you back if you really want a better life. So how do you create a better relationship with yourself? First, by pinpointing exactly what kind of relationship you currently have with yourself. You need to take an honest inventory. Think about what kind of relationship you currently have with yourself and what kind of relationship you want to have with yourself. Early in development, relationship with others shape the relationship with oneself. Then as we grow up, how we are treated by others and the way those others deal with themselves even has a strong influence on ourselves as adults. But this does not mean you blame how you were raised or other people on why you are who you are today. Trust me, I did that for many years. All of my 20s and into my early 30s, I blamed my mother. I blamed him. I blamed her. I blamed them. I blamed my life, my shitty childhood, It took me a long time to realize as an adult, we have the power of choice. We have to make a choice, to make a change, and then work on it every single day. That is the beauty and freedom of adulthood, is we are in charge of our lives with every decision and choice that we make. And the best choice I have ever made in my life is to change myself. Instead of longing for a best friend or a partner to complete you, you must complete yourself, because nobody can make a broken person whole. And if you are broken, chances are your friends and your partner are also broken. Then you're left wondering why you can't find good people, or you're left blaming them. And I can't say this enough. It's not them, it's you. It starts with you. You have to learn to be your own best friend. Once you acknowledge your own faults, insecurities, and pain, you can begin to work on them. And we all have faults. For me, I had to be honest with the fact that I never dealt with my son's death. I never dealt with anything in my life that caused me pain, and therefore I was a raging bitch. Everybody else took the wrath of me, including my kids at times. And I had to be honest with how my relationship was with my kids and what I could have done better. Instead of blaming their fathers, I had to take full responsibility for all of the choices I made that led me to exactly where I was at the point that I wanted to change. With my children, I had to stop blaming all of the things on their father that he contributed, because I could only control what I contribute. And it took me a long time to figure that out, especially, since I started having kids as a teenager. But I chose to have kids with those men. And aside from their father's actions, it was my responsibility to be the best mother I could and influence and inspire and raise my kids the best I could, which at the time I thought I was. But now looking back, I can see, all my faults and where I went wrong. And since I have taken responsibility for that, I have a very good relationship with my kids today. I had to look at every relationship in my life and make a vow to get rid of any that wasn't serving me or getting me where I wanted to go. And to this day, I live by this, and my life has never been more peaceful and meaningful. It takes work and it takes time. The first step for me was learning how to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a type of meditation in which you are completely aware of what you are sensing and feeling at the moment without judgment. For example, when I am angry or something upsets me, I have to stop and recognize the feeling first. And instead of being quick to judge, I go deeper and figure out why something upset me. 10 times out of 10, it's an issue deep inside myself that I need to deal with, and it's not someone else's fault. I have to take responsibility for that emotion and own it, and then change that thought. Mindfulness has helped me learn to not overreact and control many of my emotions that I used to not be able to. It's even helped me control my road rage. Like, I used to have the worst road rage ever, but I don't anymore. I've learned to just be calm when I'm driving, and also to slow down a little bit. And I don't have to race people on the highway, and it's not their fault. They cut me off. It's okay. I don't have to flip them off and drive up on their asses like I used to. Yes, I did that. But it's learning how to control your own thoughts and take responsibility for your feelings. Our thoughts create our feelings, and our feelings drive our behavior. Let me say that again. Our thoughts create our feelings, and our feelings drive our behavior. Write that down, stick it on your mirror. When you can learn to control your thoughts, you can learn to be kind to yourself. The kinder you become to yourself, the more you grow. The more you grow and see positive change, the more you come to love yourself. And the more you love yourself, the higher you raise your standards of yourself. The higher you raise your standards of yourself, the more likely you are to attract better relationships in your life. And when you truly love yourself, you don't need anybody else to fill a void. And when I say raise your standards of yourself, that goes back to imagining who you want to become. And then you have to become that person first before you can have those expectations of somebody else. For example, with my own story, I am single, and I made a choice to not date shitty men. And I have an image of the ideal type man that I would like to attract. And while not so much on his appearance, but I know that I want him to have a healthy lifestyle. I know that I want him to have a good credit score, good income, career, goal-driven, for example. So before I can date and before I can attract that man, I had to become that person. So I fixed my credit score. I had shitty credit my entire life, like literally until last year. When I made my list of the type of person I want to attract for a mate, I knew I had to meet those standards. I had to raise the standards of myself. And so I did. I started my own business. I've always been, financially stable. I mean, I've always, taken care of myself. And I knew I needed to work on my inner peace and the issues that was holding me back. And I knew I had to fix my own credit, because how can I attract that kind of person if I'm not that kind of person? I can give you a long list of steps to learn how to love yourself. But this is a journey, and it's a personal journey. And it starts with wanting change, right? You have to want it bad enough. Just like losing weight. A lot of people say they want to lose weight, but they're not producing any results. So how bad do they want it? Because when you really want something bad enough, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, or you've hit rock bottom, you will change. You will take responsibility, take an honest inventory of who you are today, your past, and who you want to become. Then you will take action. You must take action. You should love yourself enough to get healthy. Love yourself enough to have healthy relationships. And love yourself enough to take charge of your fucking life. And one of the very first books that I read when I set out on my quest to find happiness is a book called The Heart of the Buddhist Teaching. And this book taught me all about mindfulness and the connection between inner peace. Even if you aren't Buddhist, this book will teach you some very valuable lessons that you can apply and begin your journey to having a healthy relationship with yourself, which in return will help you have a healthy relationship with others. There are plenty of books out there. I just recommend books that I have personally read and that have helped, or that has had the biggest impact on me. If you're listening to this podcast, I am betting you are already on your journey, and I would love to connect with you and cheer you on. Changing my entire self-being has been the most rewarding thing I have ever done in my life. And my life has forever changed. And I continue to work on it daily. It is a journey, just like health and fitness. It is a lifelong journey that you must work on every day, and nobody's perfect. But we absolutely are in control of our own thoughts and actions and behavior. Now, I'm on a journey to inspire, empower, and cheer for other women on the same self-love journey. You can connect with me on Facebook at the link provided in the bio, or follow me on Instagram, or even join my Ladies Only Facebook group. All of the links are posted in the bio. I also included a link to The Heart of the Buddhist Teaching on Amazon. I am not an Amazon affiliate either. I can't recommend this book enough. Thank you for listening. Be happy. Be healthy. Be a fucking lion. And be relentless with your goals.